Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel. Today's video is going to be my weekly watches. Got 7 in this week, I think down to the heat mainly. I struggled the latter half of the week getting anything watched. One of the films, the last film, which I've literally just finished watching this morning because it's been cool enough to sit in my room and watch a film. It literally took me since Wednesday to watch that. I started it on Wednesday and it's taken me until this morning to finish it, which I hate doing. I always prefer to watch a film in one go, as I'm sure many of us do, but it really just couldn't be helped because of the heat. It was just too uncomfortable and just too difficult to concentrate on anything for too long. But it's cool enough this morning at the moment in my room, so I finished it. But yeah, 7 stuff, so most of it's from the start of the week, and then I've watched 2 over the last 2 days. But we'll get straight on with the first one, which was definitely a long time coming watching this. I know Jim was on at me to watch this for a long time, and I finally did, and I'm very happy that I did. And it is RoboCop, Paul Verhoeven's, I think this was his first American film if I remember rightly. Peter Weller as what's his name, Murphy in it. Yeah, I don't know, is it Alex Murphy? Yeah, Alex Murphy. Yeah, just had to find it on the back. Yeah, just an awesome 80s over the top sci-fi action film. Some great lines, great pieces of action in it. It's very cheesy. It's exactly what it needs to be. Yeah, really enjoyed this one. Will be one that I go back to fairly often. I'm quite liking Paul Verhoeven as a director actually, because I really liked Total Recall, really like Starship Troopers as well. So yeah, want to check out more of his stuff as well. Lots of special features on this one as well. But yeah, had a lot of fun with this one. So yeah, that was the first watch of the week, RoboCop. I then followed it up with one that I know Roy recommended me getting a while back, and it was just a random one I put on, and it is The Red Shoes, which is a Powell and Pressburger film. I didn't really get on with this one. I will keep it in the collection because you never know, I may watch it again in the future and think differently about it, but to me it was pretty boring. I didn't take much away from this film at all. To me it was just about ballet dancers. There was a bit of a love story in there, but I didn't really get on with this too much. It looks beautiful, it's shot beautifully for a film from 1948. Can't knock that at all. But the story itself and the characters within the story I wasn't fully engaged with. They didn't really get me, and for that reason I didn't really love it. Didn't hate it by any means, I just wasn't really that engaged with the film, if I'm being completely honest. But I am definitely open to giving it a watch again in the future. So that was my second watch of the week, The Red Shoes. Next up, along with probably RoboCop, and one of the highlights of the week for me that I kind of didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did, and Jim laughed when I mentioned that I loved this on the stream because it's not a particularly well made film, but I thought it was very funny, and that is Employee of the Month, with Dane Cook, Jessica Simpson and Dax Shepard. Set in basically like a Costco, but not Costco, like a off-brand Costco in America. And it's about this guy, he's like a slacker, Dane Cook's character, who's just working to get by, to get money, you know, he doesn't really care about his job. And then you got on the other end of the scale, Dax Shepard's character, who's a goody-goody, trying to impress everyone, trying to impress all the ladies that come by, doing the absolute most, but rubbing everyone's nose in it, I suppose. And then one day they get news that a new girl starting, played by Jessica Simpson, and there's a rumour going around from her file that she likes dating the Employee of the Month. Now that title has gone to Dax Shepard's character for a long time, and nobody really cares about it because they just think he's a complete idiot. But now Dane Cook's character wants to get in on this because he actually really likes Jessica Simpson's character, so he's trying to do whatever he can to kind of outwit and outsmart Dax Shepard's character, and it's very funny. I love films set in places like this, like set in a supermarket, set in a mall, set in like a restaurant, so like the likes of Waiting, Mallrats, Observe and Report, Employee of the Month, anything like that. I just absolutely love just the setting. I don't know what it is about those kinds of films. That's probably why I got more out of this than others did. There's some really funny characters in this. You've got Tim Bagley, who plays the store manager, and his name's Glenn Gary, and you got his brother, who is like sort of the area manager. He's like from corporate, and he's called Glenn Ross. I thought that was quite a funny joke, but he's like not what you would imagine. I won't spoil it, but it did make me laugh. Yeah, it was one that I thoroughly enjoyed as a comedy, and I didn't realise, but it went straight to DVD over here apparently, although I think it got a small theatrical release in America. Yeah, solid film. We'll definitely be watching this again, and if anyone's got any other recommendations of films like this that you think I'd like, definitely let me know down below in the comments. That's Employee of the Month. And then the fourth and final film I watched physically last Sunday was a film from 2007 called 2 Days in Paris, which I think was a charity shop pickup. Written, directed, and starring Julie Delpy, and also starring Adam Goldberg. It's basically a sort of a easygoing romantic comedy about a couple that go to. They're based in New York. They go to Paris for 2 days, hence the title, which is where Julie Delpy's character is from, is where her family lives. So they go to stay with her family to try and reignite something within their relationship, like the passion that they think they've lost. And it's basically them going around the city over these 2 days, trying to rediscover their love for each other. And some things go well, some things don't. It's an okay film. It's not got much going for it, I don't think, other than it's obviously filmed in Paris, which is beautiful. It's got some bits that I really enjoyed. I mean, there's a quote on the back, "Wear waterproof mascara for this movie. I laughed until I cried." Yeah, it's not one of those films where you laugh. I didn't laugh once, I don't think. It's not the best. I'd be open to watching it again in the future. I know there is a sequel to this called 2 Days in New York, I think, with Chris Rock in. But it wasn't anything special, I'll say that. And I think her real life father plays her father in this. Is it Albert Delpy? Yeah. But yeah, it was okay. Not horrible at all. But pretty forgettable film, I think. 2 Days in Paris. And then we have my watch pile pick of the week, which was of course Dog Soldiers, Neil Marshall film, which I've already spoken about in my watch pile episode, so I'll only go over this very briefly. Really fun werewolf flick, horror flick, set in the Scottish Highlands, about a group of soldiers that are sent there to kind of, I think it's on like a training mission. And then they get stuck in the middle of this like werewolf situation. It's like confined to like this cottage for most of the film, and they're trying to face off against these werewolves. A special forces unit was sent up there. Something's happened to them. It's a very good, solid werewolf film. Great directorial debut from Neil Marshall, who I think, outside of this, I've only seen Hellboy, which was obviously awful, and he's kind of distanced himself from that film himself. But yeah, a lot of fun. I'm really getting into these werewolf films now. I think the next werewolf film for me will probably be The Howling. I know Silver Bullet's supposed to be really good as well, with crazy Gary Busey. But if there's any other werewolf films you think are worth checking out, definitely let me know down below. But yeah, solid watch that was. Dog Soldiers. Next up, another highlight of the week for me. I absolutely love this film. I think it was so underrated, and that's Sean Connery in Gus Van Sant's Finding Forrester. Now this follows a reclusive writer played by Connery who's not really left his house. He's a bit of a agoraphobic. He's not left his house in many years because he's basically lost his entire family at quite a young age. He's a one-hit wonder. He kind of wrote this book that was considered very influential. Everybody was waiting for a second book, which never came. One day, this young boy, who's a very talented basketball player, who actually in secret has a big passion for writing, he kind of comes across Sean Connery's character Forrester, William Forrester, who, as I said, won the Pulitzer Prize for writing back in the day. And they kind of meet by accident. He is enrolled in this big prestigious school because they see his talent in writing, so they give him a scholarship. Now this school has an alumni, of which one was Sean Connery's character Forrester, who everybody absolutely admires, but they don't know what happened to him. Obviously this young boy, Jamal is his character's name, kind of works out that this is the old man that has been helping him to write. They form this like sort of unlikely friendship and sort of change each other's views on the world and on life. And I think it was a beautiful film. I honestly wish this was Sean Connery's last film. I mean, I wish he did a lot more after this, because obviously he was still around for another 20 years after this. But he obviously retired after The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I'm yet to watch. But I've moved it up the watch pile because I want to see how bad it really is for him to have ended his career like that. But I think this would have been a great film for him to go out on. Yeah, brilliant film here. You got Anna Paquin in it as well, F. Murray Abraham, Busta Rhymes, obviously Rob Brown, who plays Jamal in the film. I think this was his first film. But yeah, this is the Eureka release, which I was very lucky to get a copy of. But yeah, this was one that I thoroughly enjoyed, Finding Forrester. And then the last one, which was the one that took me ages to watch, and I finally finished it this morning, another one which I really thoroughly enjoyed, great war film, and that's John Woo's Wind Talkers, starring Nicolas Cage. Really like this. Obviously it's based on a true story. It's basically about a soldier who's basically sworn to protect this young Navajo code talker. Basically during the war, specifically the Americans against the Japanese, they basically enlisted the help of the Navajo, who basically created their own code to basically get messages to the American forces without the Japanese knowing. It's to help them in their favour win the war. And it's about Nicolas Cage's character, who at the start's got a bit of prejudice towards these Navajo soldiers, code talkers. But he befriends his one that he's been, obviously played by Adam Beach, who he's been like ordered to protect, because they obviously have a huge secret that could obviously help them win the war. And yeah, really good film. I think it's not I think it's an easy thing for me to say Nick Cage is one of my favourite actors. He's done some of like the best films, some most entertaining films, and I've seen now in the last 2 weeks 2 just brilliant films from him. You got Mark Ruffalo pops up in this, Christian Slater, Noah Emmerich, Francis O'Connor, Peter Stormare, great character actor Peter Stormare. As I said, Adam Beach. Thoroughly enjoyed this one. So yeah, good one to end the week on. That was Wind Talkers. And wow, got it in just about 15 minutes, which is really good for me. I'm off to a barbecue in a bit, so good timing really. I am, hopefully, if it's not too hot by the time I get back, I might do the same as I did last Sunday and try and get 4 films watched this afternoon, 2 Blu-ray, 2 DVD, just to get the pile down, if nothing else. I'm really in the mood to rewatch True Romance at some point as well, so hopefully I might get around to watching that before the next one of the installment of these. But yep, I have got an Arrow unboxing video which should go up tomorrow at some point, and I'm going to attach a few things that I've had delivered since then. It may be tomorrow, but it may be Tuesday. I mean, I might just wait until I get home from work tomorrow and record it, purely because I am expecting something that may get delivered tomorrow whilst I'm at work, so I could show that off. And I'll also try and get my next Battle of the Directors video shot before the live stream tomorrow. But yeah, the live stream is tomorrow, but it's at an earlier time of 7 PM. Just thought do it half an hour earlier, just so I can get to bed a bit earlier. 10, half 10 sort of, 3.5 hours. I think that's a good time for it. Just because obviously I've got to get up early for work the following morning, and it usually leaves me quite tired at work, which isn't necessarily the best thing. So yeah, that is tomorrow at 7 though, and I will be joined by James, Movie Mad, Jodie over at Jodie's Movie Realm, and who else? Andy, Forgotten World of Movies, as well as joining, and potentially Jim. Again, not confirmed. Still, I mean, I'm going to check with Roy, because I have no way of getting through to Jim, so I might check with Roy and see if he could just ask if he's checked if he's free and send him over the link, because it's always great having Jim on, because yeah, it was a lot of fun the last stream. But yeah, that's it for now. So let me know if you've seen any of the films that I've watched this week and your thoughts on them down below in the comments. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded to the channel, comment down below anything and everything. As you know, I always take the time to get back to anyone that leaves me a comment because I really do appreciate it. And that's it, so until next time everyone, take care, goodbye.